Guys, so this is actually take two of a book review that I already filmed, and this is always happening to me. The sound in the first video was really weird and you could barely hear me. For some reason, I think that they're really loud humming and I don't know why. What I want to talk to you guys about is Just One Day by Gayle Forman. I read this book for one of the challenges that I'm participating in this year. I think it's the monthly keyword challenge. Yes, it's the monthly keyword challenge. And one of the words for January was day, so just one day is in the title of the book. Something's happening to my mouth here. It's late, I'm tired. Anyway, I picked up this book because I had it on my bookshelf for not that long, but I had it, and because I didn't think that I would like it very much. And the reason for that is that I read If I Stay by the same author, and a lot of people seem to love that book, so I picked it up at the end of last year, a couple of months ago, and I liked it, but I didn't love it the way that I thought I would because I'd seen all these like really great reviews for it, so I was really looking forward to reading it. And while I did read it all in like one sitting, it is a pretty short book, I just didn't feel like I really needed to know what happened next or that involved with the characters. No, I just wasn't sure about this book. I picked it up and I really liked it. Tell you briefly what it's about. A girl named Allison. I always want to say Ashley, but the girl's name is Allison. So a girl named Allison who, when she graduates from high school, her parents give her the gift of going to Europe. I think it's for like 3 weeks. And the book starts like the last couple of days of her trip. And she meets this guy named Willem, and he offers to take her to Paris. I was going to say Palace. Something's happening to my mouth here. But anyway, he offers to take her to Paris for a day, and they go together, and they have a lovely time, and she kind of falls in love with him. And then she wakes up and he's gone, and she has to figure out, like, the next year of her life and figure out, you know, exactly what their whole day together meant to her and, you know, what it means for her going forward. And yeah, so the first part of the book, because it's actually broken up, I think it's 2 parts, definitely at least 2 parts. Part 1 is just one day, and the second one is just 1 year. And part 1 is just about like their day together in Paris, and the next part is like the rest of her year. And I definitely enjoyed part 2 much more than I enjoyed part 1. Part 1 I was like, okay, you know, I like this, alright, it's fine, it's okay. And then when I got to part 2, I just was immediately grabbed into the story as it picked up, and I wanted to know what was happening with Allison, and you know, I wanted to know what kind of decision she was going to make and how everything worked out for her. Anyway, one of the things I love about this book are the characters. I really liked, I want to say Melanie, and that is her friend's name, but I mean, I really liked, I keep wanting to say Ashley. Oh, goodness, I'm not going to get through this without saying her name wrong at least once. I'm constantly getting names and titles wrong. Anyway, Allison, I really liked Allison's friends, even Melanie, who was her friend from like childhood, and as they grew up together, they kind of grew apart over the course of this year that we're reading about, and so, but I really liked Melanie. I liked that she was trying to figure out who she was and just wanted to like just kind of be a different person and try on these different personalities in the course of figuring out what it is exactly that she wants to do and who she wants to be. That kind of contrasts with Allison, who is changing, but it's a very subtle change that no one around her is really noticing except for herself. And I like that she feels, not that I like it, but I could relate to it because I've had this feeling before, but she feels like suffocated by her parents and by Melanie and by all these people around her telling her who she is rather than her figuring out who she is for herself. And basically Willem's relationship with her kind of being this catalyst for this change, because she finally meets someone who doesn't have any idea who she is. He doesn't even know her name or anything about her. He just knows that she's American and that she wants to see Paris. And she gets to pretend to be someone else, and then she realizes this person that she's pretending to be is who she wants to be. You know, it's who she feels like she is on the inside. And then she has to, you know, once he's gone, she has to figure out how to get back to that person, how to be that person without letting down her parents and without disappointing them, but also with being happy with herself. And I like this because it's something that I've definitely experienced before. This feeling where like I'm changing and it's so subtle that other people don't really notice it, and they kind of expect me to act the same as the way that I used to act. This feeling very suffocated because people around me kind of expected me to be the same person that I'd been for years, you know, this person that they had this idea of who I was, and I just kind of fit into that automatically. And then I just woke up and I was like, but that's not really who I actually am. Reading it, I definitely got what she was going through without the whole Paris trip and everything. But but that's what really made me like this book, the way that I could personally identify with, I'm looking at the time here because I'm rambling too much, but the way that I could personally identify with Allison and her, her predicament, basically. Now going back to the things that I liked, I really, really liked her, her friend Dee, the best friend from college that she makes, and I really, really liked him and his relationship with her, and also the way that he also wears different masks. He puts on different personalities, depending on who he's with and what they expect of him. And it's very important to Allison that he is himself with her, and not someone that, that he's just, projecting back to her who she thinks that he should be. And that sentence made any sense, but I think you get what I'm saying. That everyone is kind of like just trying out different personalities at this time, because they really are trying to find themselves. So yeah, so I really liked it. And I'm really, really sad that the next book, I mean, I'm happy that I'll get to read the next book, Just One Year, which is Willem's story, but I'm kind of sad that I won't get to, at least I don't think I'll get to see any of the characters that were in this book, because I really liked reading about them and getting to know them. I have heard that Just One Year, in fact, ends right where Just One Day ends, which makes me kind of sad because I want to know what happens after that. But I'm still really excited to read it, and I would like to know Willem's part of the story. You really don't get a lot from him in the book. You just kind of get like little bits and pieces and stuff like that, and I really want to know what happened. So those are pretty much my thoughts, pretty much it. So I'll see you guys next time. And if you've read the book, let me know what you thought of it. If you plan on reading it or don't plan on reading it, let me know why. Tell me if it made any sense, please. All right, bye.